Welcome back to Jet News Network. My name is Ayden, and today I have with me,
I'm Colton Healing.
and today on Silly Little Giggles, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Jet Theatrix show. So Colton here has been, what character do you play in Jet Theatrix?
I play Judson in this next play,
Okay.
and he's an original character. He's just like a silly little boy, kind of. He's like a 12-year-old little guy, and he's not from like Dorothy, like Alice in Wonderland or Wizard of Oz, but he fits in pretty well.
That seems like, I don't know, it may just be because I've been sitting in on so many plays, so many rehearsals, but now I feel like that role, just maybe it's just because I've heard you be called Judson so many times, it just feels like so fitting that you are Judson.
No, okay. During one rehearsal, Miss Robbins was speaking really fast, and she was like Jolton, and I was like, that works.
Jolton. All right, so our first question is, how long have you been doing Jet Theatrix? And this can be like Jet Theatrix and both like the Theater 2 productions. So how long, in total, how many shows have you done?
So I started doing theater as soon as I got into high school, and I've done it every single semester now. So I think it's been like almost 2.5 years, 3 years now.
That's good. I am kind of the polar opposite. This is my first show with it, and I'm a senior. But, I mean, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I imagine that you enjoy doing it if you've been doing it for 2.5 years.
Of course, there's a lot of stuff bringing me back.
Being on art crew is so fun. It's so fun to watch like the play come together and like be a part of like making the props on stage. Like I'm making a sign for like Toji Woods, and it's been so fun to make.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So we already asked, what character do you play? What got you into theater? What made you want to do it? What was that like moment for you?
So I was so terrified of doing any extracurriculars during elementary school. I was like, I'm going to stay home and be happy. And that was good with me. But as soon as we started filling out our high school forms, we had to have a fine credit. And I was like, I'm scared about performing, so I'm just going to go do guitar. But my best friend, Carolyn Holbert, shout out, she really wanted to do theater because she saw this really cool Moulin Rouge performance. And I was like, well, if I have like one of my friends there, then I'm sure it'll be like rewarding and everything. And one of my old friends, Ethan, he did like theater when he was super young, and I'm like, I'm still young. I think I've got the energy to do this and everything.
And you've got the time too, because you were what, a freshman?
Yeah, so much.
Yeah. So what was? Because I know Theater 2 is more of a like the like second semester production. What is Theater 1 like? I've never really. I kind of have an idea. Is it kind of like the history of theater? Like, what is it about?
I thought it was going to be like that, but it's essentially you just kind of learn like some techniques, and you watch like some performances and everything in the early parts, and then you do these like micro assignments where you get like a prompt, and then you form a group with like a bunch of random people, and you guys just kind of like do some blocking, and then everybody presents like during a class period.
Awesome. Cool beans. My fine arts was just regular old visual arts. I wish I would have done, because I didn't find this out until I was in digital arts, that you could actually take digital arts for a credit. And I thought that was really cool to do, and I wish I would have did that. All right. What made you audition? Did you like plan on being Judson when you came in for your audition? Or what were you shooting for when you came into this play?
So the Mad Hatter really intrigued me, just because I know he's like very like
cuckoo, crazy,
very cuckoo, very energetic, and he's got like a silly big hat. And that was my first one, but I couldn't really get a British accent down. And then I read for Judson, and I was like, I can be a silly little boy.
Yeah.
I've got this.
Because you are a silly little boy.
Yeah, there's always a character in every play that we do that has that, and it worked out.
Yeah.
And
I do want to talk about just how good of a job Robert is doing as a Mad Hatter. It is so, like, just hearing him, he does it differently. Like, he, like, got into character so quick, and he's, like, he does his role, like, different. There's different ways he does it every single time. And so it's so interesting to just hear and watch how he does it differently.
I know. If I had to think of, like, the most inspirational people in theater, he's definitely up there for me.
He seems like the perfect role for that.
Yeah.
Shout out Robert.
Shout out Robert.
Favorite aspect of this play that we're doing?
So I really like art crew is really fun, and I just meeting a bunch of new people is like the main thing. But during like pre-tech and tech week and everything, like now, you really have to like lock into your role and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel that's like a really cool experience to
Yeah.
have, and like watching it all come together, like you said earlier, really like whenever it's all going to the palace and it's kind of like a dark, cool atmosphere and everything, and you're like, I'm back here again. It's really fun.
Back in the building again.
I'm back. They don't know.
And so, what was I gonna say? It is kind of boring in the beginning, like getting all the blocking done and getting all the lines done. But once it finally, like you said, around this time when it starts to like all of it starts to come together and everyone's like getting into their role, it's really cool to watch and to hear. And I can just imagine how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be really cool. So, favorite part, kind of on that same topic. What is your favorite part of like putting together a show? Like what goes on like behind the scenes? That's your favorite.
Behind the scenes, there's a lot of support that goes on and everything, and just like running lines with people, that's always fun. And then in my own time, just like in my room, like pacing and like figuring out movements to do and like voices to do.
Yeah.
I kind of like that aspect of it, like out of rehearsal.
I think that's pretty good because I know Nat and Hannah. They've been like this.
I know.
For like both rehearsals and out of it, and you can really tell.
Yeah.
When, not to give it away, but they like their chemistry together is really good, and you can tell that they've like rehearsed their butts off together, and so it's really cool to see that kind of chemistry come along with that. Favorite role that you've done altogether?
I think this one might be my favorite, but if I had to do a previous show, it's been getting better like over time. Like the last show we did, I was Mark Antony for the Julius Caesar tragedy and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just felt really cool, and I had a bunch of lines, and I could do a big monologue, and it was a really fun show.
That was actually the first theater show that I had ever attended, believe it or not.
Awesome.
Because I'd wanted to go to the Jet Theatrix was the Aesop's Fable. I wanted to go to that one, but I was busy with guitar lessons during that week, and I couldn't go do it.
Dang.
But I was able to go to that one because Rickman was like, or it was Mr. Robin was like, hey, you can come take pictures if you want. I was like, awesome, I love taking pictures. And so I came and watched it, and I got victimized by Rory in the in the seats. And I was hoping to get victimized by Tim because he was the drunken porter. And I was so looking forward to that. And it didn't happen. But it was still, that was probably my favorite role, was Tim's role. Every role that he does is like, it's such like a Tim role.
I know. Everybody is so amused by it.
It's like, he's not someone, in the best way possible, he's not someone that you would think would be in theater.
That's come up a lot, yeah. He's very, like, traditional in the sense and everything, and...
That's not a bad thing, though.
No, not at all. But yeah, he does really good in theater, and I'm really glad that he chose to do it for this long.
He touches into that southern part of him.
Yeah.
I can just hear it in his role. So, on the topic of favorite roles, what is your favorite play altogether that you've done, that you've been a part of?
I really liked Aesop's Fables. That was really goofy and silly for like the kids and everything. But I think my favorite so far has been the Shakespeare one we did last semester, because there was like so much audience interaction and everything, and it was just like super long, but we all did really good.
I liked the part in the Shakespeare play where like the actors would like come and sit in like seats with you. I thought that was really cool to like experience.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna say? I forgot.
Thinking about Tim and the porter again.
I lost it. What is a play? Doesn't have to be one that you've done, but like, what is a play? What is your favorite like play that you've watched?
For a long time it was Hamilton, and then I realized that was a little basic, so I was like, let me try to watch more than one musical. And I had the blessing of watching Into the Woods in Theater One. She lets you like watch a play every year, and it was super cool. It was really chill and really like whimsical and everything, and it had a really cool vibe, and I love the music.
Can I say something that goes kind of against the grain? I could not get into Hamilton.
Really?
I just didn't. I think it was just because it was 3 hours long
Well,
of like just American history. And I love American history, but I can only take so much of American history.
oh,
You know?
I think that might be it because I was a huge history nerd. I watched like Oversimplified on
Mhm.
YouTube every day when I was younger,
Mhm.
and yeah, that definitely.
I remember what I was gonna say now. What was like the plot of Aesop's Fables?
So, I'm struggling to remember. I think it was a student doing like a research recap and everything, and then
Mhm.
there was a stage manager, and they were just going through the course of like every um, every big play that Shakespeare did. They weren't really connected that much, but
Mhm.
they were just like little skits in between. I don't know if there was a solid storyline.
So it was kind of like the Macbeth play, not the Macbeth, but the like the Shakespeare play. In
Yeah.
a way, it was kind of like bits and pieces of a bunch of stories together. That's
Mhm.
pretty cool. I like stuff like that. You know. So as we sit here today, we're halfway through pre-tech week. Next Wednesday is when opening night is.
Oof.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling right now?
I'm a little nervous. I always get like this, like pre-tech
shot of
week and
nervousness.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I still don't have my lines all the way down, but they're getting there. They're getting there.
From what I've heard, from what you've told me, and from what I've heard, y'all are getting it down. It still has a little bit to go, but y'all are getting it.
Yeah, there's always like some little awkward bits, but like you said, it always comes
Mm-hmm.
together, and people that have that friendship and chemistry together, they kind of make the scene flow a lot
Yeah.
better. And I'm feeling confident, like always, about this one.
I'm
and-
nervous for y'all, to be honest, but I think that y'all will get it down. No
Yeah.
worries. So
there's a lot of new people too,
Yeah.
and they've been doing good. Like new people, it's like
Mhm.
first time doing it and everything, but they've really been doing a really good job.
and we also have like half the band on crew, so that helps a whole lot to
Yeah.
get stuff done behind the scenes.
Shout out band.
Shout out band
Shout out
people.
every band person.
Except me, I'm not. We have a band person behind the screen. Shout out band. So, do you have like, final question? Do you have like any like rituals that you
Oh.
do before you go into a show?
Oh yeah, I don't know who started it. When I came to theater in my freshman year, even the seniors were like, I don't know where it came from. Or well, I think no. Maddie, I forget her last name, but Maddie started it.
Mhm.
Madison Clanton, that's who it was. And you do this thing where you all get in a big circle, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you do it with every limb. And then you keep doing it until you get down to 1, and then you kind of like jump around all crazy at the end, and that kind of it gets you hype. But some people are like, it's a little much, and I'm a little drained after it. So
That was.
it works for me.
That'll be interesting to see on opening night.
Yeah.
This has been obligatory plug with the flyer on screen. Come see our play. Starts next week, starting Wednesday, and I think that's all the time that we have. This has been Silly Little Giggles with my friend.
Colton Huling.
This has been Ayden, and we will see you next time.